It's Coati time! Hello and welcome back to Incredible Inverts and Other Animals with me, Phil. And in this video we're going to be checking out the Coati. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so here we have the Coati, sometimes known as the South American Coati or the Ringtailed Kawati. Now these guys originate from pretty much across Southern America. So you will find them in places like Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia, and across sort of the Andes as well a little bit, and have been recorded West Ecuador too, and various other countries. So these guys are fairly tropical mammals. So they are in the same family as raccoons. So if you like, they're kind of like almost like the South American equivalent. So now there's a couple of species of Coati that you are likely to see now in UK zoos. This is the main species that you're going to see at the moment. I say sometimes just called Coati or Ringtailed Kawati in the UK. But these guys are on the phase out. That's because these guys are one at least concerned species, so we don't really need to be having them in zoos. We don't need to be captive breeding them. So when things like the white-nosed Coati is a threatened species and on breeding programs, but also within the UK and the EU, this species has now been banned. So it is now illegal to breed them. It is illegal to trade them, to transport them, various other things. So yeah, they are on a phase out. So we've got a group at where I work, as I work at, but like I say, we'll be phasing these out. And then the long-term plan is to hopefully get white-nosed Coati in as part of the breeding program. But Coatis, they are omnivores, or omnivorous, so they eat a wide variety of foodstuffs. So they eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. Now in captivity we tend to feed them more vegetables than fruit because of sugar content. And they'll also eat meat, eggs, invertebrates. So you can see in this video, you see them sort of snuffling on the ground, digging holes and stuff, looking for things like worms and beetle grubs and anything like that. So we do feed them, your kind of regular commercially available live feeds. So your crickets, your locusts, but also things like earthworms, beetle larvae and stuff, all sorts of things, a nice wide variety. So, and then we'll also raid birds' nests for eggs and stuff. Eggs are a fan favourite with these guys as well. So now they're kind of happy on the ground as they are in the trees as well. So they will climb trees, they will nest in trees. They often sleep in the wild. They'll sleep up in trees and stuff. And here at the zoo, especially during the summer months, they will often sleep up in the trees. Here we do actually have a nice big tree that I have full access to all year round. So as well as a couple of houses for them, including heated houses for the winter months. So yeah, these are very, very active. They are diurnal species, so they are out during the day. So they are, well, for the most part, a group living species, especially the females. But the males, especially in the wild, tend to be more solitary, which actually led to some confusion when they were kind of first discovered, and thought that the males were actually a separate species. Which you may have heard of the term Coati mundi. That is where that comes from. It's not really a term used so much nowadays, but the Coati mundi was what the males were thought to be, and were considered a different species to Coatis. So, but nowadays we know that males just tend to be a little bit more solitary compared to females. Females will happily live in groups called bands of sort of 15 to 30 animals quite happily. So, but yeah, so that's where that kind of confusion came from. So when you hear someone referring to these animals as Coati mundi, no, that only really means the males and stuff, and not the females. But nowadays, yeah, we try not to use that sort of term anymore. So, animals in the wild do have their predators, so things like jaguars, foxes, jaguarundis, and stuff will hunt these guys. Even some birds of prey. So, and then obviously when they're smaller, the babies and stuff, you've got obviously snakes as well that will take these guys, and even adults sometimes can be taken by certain snakes. They do have a fair few different types of call for alarm calls and stuff. They'll gesture to each other, they will kind of scream at each other in sort of when they're having their disputes and stuff. And then they've got alarm calls as well for, you know, for any kind of predator that they might see. So these guys have a fairly long lifespan, roughly sort of 14-15 years in captivity. So although the wild is reckoned to be kind of about half that, yeah, around sort of like 6, 7, maybe 8 years in the wild. So they do really well in captivity. But like I say, you won't see these guys, you know, within the next sort of like, say like, you know, 10-15 years. There probably won't be any more within at least European zoos. So and the reason for the ban is because they are deemed an invasive species. So there is a colony of these guys in the wild within the EU. So I believe on Mallorca, I think. So, and so yeah, the EU actually banned them, and that was when the UK was still part of the EU and we're holding a ban. But also within Bioza zoos, you know, our aim is obviously for conservation, valuable species and stuff. And you know, you can't really argue keeping these guys when there's things like the white-nosed Coati that does need help, and there are breeding programs for. So we can actually, what we've learned from keeping species like this, we can you know, hopefully put into practice with their cousins that are, you know, do need our help a bit more. So in terms of the enclosure, you can see really nice big tree. You don't see this very often, I find, in a lot of UK zoos that have these guys. Of a nice big full tree that they can climb. They absolutely love it. They'll hunt insects up there. They will spend time with them. There's tubes up there and stuff for them to play with. Lots of enrichment stuff. And then, like I said, they've got a few different houses as well that they can go to if they choose to. So it's up to them. They've got access at all times. Now that is the Coatis. Okay, guys. So that was a Coati. What do you guys think? Absolutely amazing animals that we have here at the zoo that I work at. Yeah, fantastic. I don't work with them myself, but I often walk past their enclosure, and it's great fun just sometimes having a look at them, having a watch them, and seeing what they're doing. So, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Pop some comments down below. Please do check out the description underneath this video for all my various social media links, so TikTok, Instagram, my affiliate links for the spider shop, where we do shopping. I get a little bit of commission at no extra cost to you. There's a discount code for MK Exotics horticultural supplies, so for plants, substrates and stuff. And also link for my Patreon account as well, if that's something that interests you. So, and also, if you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing and hit that bell for notifications. That's the best way of supporting me, and it's completely free. But until next time, guys, take care, stay safe, and keep rocking.